What's happening, everybody? Welcome back. This is Forgo. So I thought we'd talk about Captain Marvel and whether or not this uniform is actually worth buying. Now, aesthetically, personally, I think this uniform is beautiful. I absolutely love this. This is probably my favorite look of Captain Marvel. I think she looks freaking amazing in this uniform. However, there are some things about her kit that I find a little bit confusing. But we'll just start with talking about the build. So she has 42,500 energy attack, and she has all max stats. She does have the leadership tag, and she does have Urus on the girl. She's got 5-star energy attack Urus, and the other Urus are 5-star. And as far as the skills, they changed this fifth skill, right? This used to be 15%, now they changed it to 40% attack, which is awesome. On top of that, they changed the cooldown. Now it's only on a 7-second cooldown, so it's actually a lot easier to play with a proc. And you can play with a proc until her tier 3 gets involved. Her tier 3 doesn't really do much damage, even in this uniform. It's actually pretty pitiful. Sorry, Captain Marvel fans, but it just doesn't do near as much damage as what you would hope. Her active skills do a lot more damage. And what they did for this tier 3, and this is why I say this is a little confusing, is they gave her a 100% chance to remove the area where an enemy has placed a special effect, and removes effect HP recovery, time freezing, shield barrier, all damage immune, and reflects all attacks for 1 second. That is a PvP exclusive skill. And if you take a look at her other uniform, she doesn't have that. But so you're thinking, oh, PvP, okay, so she'd be really good for PvP. Well, here's the thing about that. Her uniform effect is increased damage to supervillain faction by 50%, which is amazing for PvE and PvP if you're facing supervillains, but it decreases damage received from supervillain faction by 50%. The problem with that is that's good for PvE content because you're fighting Knull, Mephisto, and the other world bosses, but in PvP, who are the metas? Who are the characters that you're normally going to face most of the time? Sentry, Jean Grey. There's sentries everywhere in Timeline right now. And I took this girl into Timeline, and she pretty much got destroyed. She could not hold up. Even with this decrease all damage received by 40%, she just dies. And the thing is, you know, Captain Marvel really should have a heal. Like, why doesn't she have a heal? I mean, and another thing about this character, and I know it sounds like I'm complaining, this uniform is actually a pretty big upgrade for her. She's a lot stronger than what she was before. But I gotta criticize where I see it fit. And her second skill has a 20% increase of all attack for 4 seconds, and a paralysis that works in World Boss. That's amazing. The problem with this is, one is 20% increase of all attack for 4 seconds. You can get this at all attack buff by just quickly canceling the skill, but you won't get the paralysis. You actually gotta let the skill play out a little bit to get the paralysis. And if you do let it play out and you're playing with a proc, it will trigger the proc almost every time. So that means you're not really going to be getting the paralysis unless you finagle when you use your skills. Time your skills a little bit differently. The 3 is that it's a nice iframe, but it's an all defense down that doesn't apply to World Boss. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's going to make her a lot better for Shadowland. I mean, okay, whatever. I mean, it's just, why? Why didn't you just let it apply to World Boss? And then the 4th skill is her main damage dealing skill. I tried proccing on the 5th skill, I tried proccing on the 4th skill, on the 3rd skill, and the 4th skill definitely seemed to do the most damage easily, and it does have the ignore iframe, and this is nice, but here's the thing that it's missing. Where's the penetration? For PvP, you absolutely need penetration, especially when you start talking about meta characters. You need characters that can break those barriers, break those immunities, break those invincibilities, get through it so they can do damage. And what I found whenever I tested Captain Marvel in PvP is, one, she was taking a lot of damage because her decreased damage received is only from super villains. So when she's facing Sentry, she's only getting that decreased damage received by 40%. He's still doing a crap ton of damage to her. And whenever she was doing her 4th skill, I wasn't doing quite enough damage. And we weren't penetrating through his immunity. So if she'd had penetration, it'd been a different story. We could have penetrated through it, done more damage if she had a little bit increased damage to superheroes, which is kind of funny considering this is a super villain uniform. Now, I know as it pertains to the story that she really isn't a villain, but I would kind of hope they would have gave her an increased damage to superheroes. That would have made her much more relevant for PvP. Even if she didn't have penetration, it'd make it a lot easier for her to destroy them, to destroy heroes. And then her 5th skill, I mean, it is a nice little iframe. Her leadership did not change at all, and her passive still has that nice super armor, which is great. Now, the thing about Carol is you got to cancel her skills very, very fast. So you want to hit the 2 skill to get a 20% attack buff. You want to hit the 5th skill to get the 40% attack buff. And then you want to go into the 4th skill to land the proc. So it's 3, 4, 5. Pretty much just like that. All right? And you let the 4 play out. And then you want to go into the 3 because that's going to help your survivability, having that nice long I frame. By the time that 3rd skill finishes, you can go right back into the 254 and pretty much keep the proc where it belongs. It's when you get into the tier 3 is when problems arrive. So you do in a second rotation, you do 2, 5, 4, and then you go into the 3 again. Now the tier 3 is ready to go, right? Well, I've tried a few different rotations and I still need to do some further testing. But I tried doing 2, 5 to get the 20% attack buff and the 40% attack buff and then go into the tier 3. But the tier 3, it doesn't do anything. I mean, really, the main damage you get from this is when you're getting that residual damage from the meteors falling down. That's when you're actually getting some damage. And this all defense down doesn't even apply to world boss, which is a shame, right? And this is the way it's always been for her. If that all defense down applied to world boss, she'd be so much stronger and so much better. Not against Knull and Mephisto, but at least against the regular world bosses. So I am disappointed, and I do think that she is going to play better with a Rage, which we will test today. We will put a Rage on her. We're just going to play with a proc for a little bit, just to show you guys what she's like. She has a fully awakened Power of Angry Hawk set, and then she's got a regular damage proc with 140% proc, right? Critical damage, 140% proc, and then just a normal ranked uniform. So if we take her into World Boss, and we'll do something like what we did in that last video, because I have 13% Pierce, because I have over 100% energy attack, things get skewed so much. For a lot of you players out there, you don't have these kind of cards, or maybe you have better cards, and it's just not a very good representation of how strong these characters really are. So we'll go against Knull, because energy base works really well against him. And what we'll do is, because Blue Marvel and Captain Marvel both have the leadership tag, we're going to put White Fox in there, and we're going to use Captain Marvel for her leadership, this 30% increase of energy attack. And what we'll do is we'll do 2 different runs, one with Blue Marvel and one with Captain Marvel, and then I'll show you guys my Blue Marvel build, and you can judge for yourselves how strong you think she really is, at least playing with a damage proc. Now we won't use, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and put a heal in here, because Captain Marvel, even though she has this decreased damage received from supervillains by 50% and the 40% decreased damage received, man, she still dies pretty easy, guys. If that bleed gets a hold of her from Knull, she can still die very, very quickly, especially if she gets caught in tornadoes. And tornadoes have always been her Achilles heel. That's another thing. You know, it's a shame they didn't give her immunity or invincibility on her skills. Now, I'm just going to go through one rotation. There's the proc. And we got caught in the tornado. Oh, I can't get out of there. And boom, we died. The bleed killed us. Even with 90% decreased damage received, we died very easy. We got caught in those tornadoes. Now, if I played a stage where we didn't get caught in tornadoes, it'd been a different story, right? And you see the damage, right? We got down to the end of the 17th bar. Well, you know what? Let me do it again, because I'm not really sure how much damage we did with just that first rotation. We'll just do the 2, 5, 4. We'll see how much damage we do. And the proc triggered early. Okay, so you see how much damage we did. We got down toward the end of the 17th bar. Now let me show you what my Blue Marvel does. Now for Blue Marvel, it's going to be 3, 5, 4, because we want our attack buffs from the 3 and the 5, and then we want that damage proc on the 4. Now, there's the damage from Blue Marvel. Now, it was much less than Captain Marvel, as it should be. He's just a tier 2 character, right? And he's level 60. Half of the bar, right? So let me show you his build really quick. So Blue Marvel has no Urus, level 60 character, just a stage 5 Power of Angry Hawk set, and 120% proc. You know, Captain Marvel is a tier 3, both universal characters, that has a fully awakened Power of Angry Hulk set. And still, she just did a little bit more damage than him. Neither one of them using all defense down. Now, I don't know if that's a testament to Blue Marvel, or if that's just showing the weakness of Captain Marvel. Now, let me take Captain Marvel into World Boss here against Knull, and I'll show you guys what she can do. Now, with all these tests, I always just use one support. Because, you know, having 13% Pierce on my account, one support's a better gauge to test how strong characters really are. So we'll just use Captain Marvel here, and we'll use Valkyrie for that 50% damage to supervillains, and then that 30% ignore dodge is really going to help. And then we're going to have these other ignore dodge strikers, because Captain Marvel has no ignore dodge except for her 100% ignore dodge for 3 seconds on her tier 3. We'll just have these ignore dodge strikers, so that we have max ignore dodge. That way Knull isn't dodging any of our attacks, and we're doing the most damage to him. Let's do it. So we're doing the 5. Now it's a really, really tight rotation. We're probably going to get caught. Yeah, we got caught. Okay, let's do it. Now I hit the tier 3 there. We're going to go back into the 3, and then the 2, 5, 4. And then we're going to go 2, 5, 4 again. The proc triggered way late. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the best rotation, but we are able to keep the proc on that 4 skill where we want it. Now, you can see her decreased damage received is actually working. I messed up right there. Her decreased damage received is actually working out really well. I kind of messed up there. It is nice that she's in an iframe. That's pretty sweet. And it is pretty easy to keep the proc where it belongs. But I really would expect more damage from this character. We're going to wait around a little bit. We're going to wait around. I mean, it is a very tight rotation. And this isn't a very good run. In all honesty, this is not a good run. I've actually done this much faster than this. I've actually cleared this much faster than this. I think around 3 minutes and 20 seconds or so. But that wasn't a very good run. And honestly, on my account, you know, having one full support, that's not the greatest, right? It's not the greatest. So what we're going to do is we're going to slap a rage on her, because that's really what I believe is going to work. And let me show you something really quick, guys. I know I'm kind of jumping around a little bit, but let me show you this paralysis on this second skill. So the paralysis, you got to do a hit before the paralysis actually applies. And that's why I say that thing triggers the proc a lot. So when you're playing regular world boss, it does trigger the proc, and it's kind of annoying. So now we'll slap a rage on old girl. Okay. Let's see what our stats are looking like. Critical damage is a little bit low. Let's change this to critical damage. Hopefully get them stats as close as we can. There we go. Nice. Now how are we looking? All right, not too bad. Almost max stats. We got 66% dodge. So our dodge isn't as good as what we'd like it to be for a CTP of rage. And we have 193% critical damage. Something else that I should have mentioned is because of her all buff effect by 20%, her second skill actually goes up to 24% increase of all attack. And her fifth skill actually goes up to 48% all attack, which is actually pretty awesome. That is something that's always been really a staple of Captain Marvel. So let's try this again and see how she does. Same team, same strikers. Let's go. And see, And oh crap, that bastard. The other thing that's nice is her proc will stay engaged for almost 7 seconds, which is pretty nice. And the other thing that's nice about the Rage is whenever you're doing your tier 3 and those meteors are falling down, you don't have to worry about canceling procs or anything like that. And yeah, we're getting slung back quite a bit. All right. Thank you for the subscription, my friend. And there, our tier 3 avoided the cage, which was pretty awesome. Okay. Captain Marvel's movement speed's always been really good. And boom. Now you can see a stark difference between a Rage and just using a regular damage proc. Now that was just 140% damage proc, but there is a stark difference because you can go full force. You know, you can just play and play and play and play, right? And you don't have to worry about timing your proc. So the Rage is still going to be king on Captain Marvel, I do believe, for PvE content. Let's see, her tier 3 has ignore iframe. And then we can go into the 4 afterwards. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch because we don't want to get caught in any of that purple. Around and around. Oh crap, 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 oh crap. It's not bad, man. This is definitely a huge upgrade from her previous uniform. But is it good enough? I mean, that's going to be up to you guys. But man. Okay, we're going to get away, get away. And remember, all of her strikers right now don't offer any damage to super villains. I mean, this is just her. Not bad, we took that. See, we're hardly taking any damage at all. Which is awesome. And you can cancel her skills super, super fast. You run over here. It's not terrible damage by any means. I mean, it's definitely respectful, definitely decent, definitely a huge upgrade from her previous uniform. But I don't know if it's good enough. I can tell you all right now that, I mean, she is a character that I could play with on a daily basis because, like, for me, I do play stage 9. We want to get over here. Oh crap, oh crap. And boom. Alright. So we have no invincibility, so we cannot attack right now, which sucks. So we're going to have to wait until the next phase, unfortunately. Come on, Thor. And, you know, this is taking longer than what you'd really want. I mean, stage 9 on my account, you want characters to be doing this in about, probably like, you know, 3 minutes and 30 seconds, somewhere around there. But, I mean, she did it in 4 minutes. Probably could have done it a little bit faster than that. So around 4 minutes. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. I don't know how well she's going to do in PvP. Again, I did test her earlier. And like I said, man, most of the metas are superheroes. So that decreased damage received by 50% is going to be worthless against those guys. And it looks like Blue Marvel is actually proving to be quite the PvP meta himself. So I don't know. I don't know where she's actually going to fit. I imagine where Carol's really going to shine is probably in squad battle, right here. This is probably where she's going to shine because she is a human, she is a supervillain, and she is a universal. She's probably going to destroy everybody in here. I would expect even better than Molecule Man, to be perfectly honest, but I really don't know. I don't have Molecule Man, never worked on him, never felt the need to work on him, to be perfectly honest with you guys. But this is where she's really going to shine. So she does have some relevance. She does have some relevance. She will be useful in that game mode, and she can definitely put in some work into World Boss. And this uniform is a huge upgrade from what it was, but I definitely think it deserves some improvements. I definitely think that these all defense down should apply to World Boss. I think she should have some penetration on her force skill. God, if she had that penetration, she'd be so much better for it. It wouldn't be bad if she had an increased damage to superhero passive or a decreased damage received from superheroes, something like that, especially since she's a super villain. But let me know what y'all think about Captain Marvel, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Y'all take care and have a good one. See ya.